Hi everybody, and welcome to Photomikes Garage. Today I'm going to be working on my 2014 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Okay, now I absolutely love this Jeep. I've been a Jeep owner for I guess about a year now, and I love it. I really do. I never thought I would, but I love it. One thing I don't like though is the headlights. Okay, so this Jeep still has its original halogen headlights. This is now old tech, and these are some of the worst headlights on a new car, a relatively new car. They only put out about 400 lumens, which is very low. And take a look at this. This one's got water condensation inside there. It's got a water leak. Okay, so today I'm going to replace these old, yellow, ineffective, low light, no good OEM headlights with something awesome. Not HIDs, but the next step above that. LEDs. LEDs are the new king of headlights. And here they are. LED headlights going on the Jeep today. Okay, so these are an affordable set of headlights, LEDs. They have been recommended by some other YouTubers, and I thought I would try them myself and give my 2 cents worth. They look awesome. Now let's open the box and see that they do look awesome. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Let's just take a quick look at these. Wow. Check this out. So this headlight is an LED design with a low beam and a high beam and a halo effect around the outside that you can use as a driving light, as a DRL. This particular style looks like the new JL LED headlights that are optional with the new Jeep Wranglers. So today I'm going to show you how easy it is to install LED headlights on a Jeep Wrangler. Okay, so this comes with very rudimentary instructions, not very detailed at all, unfortunately. It does have a warranty card, and this is really important. Look at this. This is the Amica Notice of Equipment Compliance with a corporate seal. That looks very official. These got to be good headlights for sure. Okay, so the first thing to do is to remove the grille. Okay, so there's a number of clips at the top of the plastic grille that you've got to take off in order to get off the grille, and it's very handy if you have a tool like this, a plastic clip remover tool. Okay, we just put it in like this. Put it in like that, and off comes the clip, just like that. Don't lose these. Okay, there's 5 clips across the top of the grille that have to be removed. Okay, after you've got the 5 clips off the top of the grille, it should just come out like that. Now you got some clips that has to come out at the bottom, and you have to unplug your turn signals right here, which you can do just like that, and then just like that. Just get them out of there, and then we should be able to remove it from the bottom. There we go. You see how simple that was. As you can see, we've got the grille off, and this is what the Jeep looks like naked without its grille. But there's one more thing we have to do before we take off the old headlights. One more thing that could be very important, and that is I'm going to close my garage door, and then I'm going to turn the headlights on, and then I'm going to mark where the cutoff line is on the headlights. That's because when we put the new headlights in, the adjustment might be needed. There's a way to adjust these. There's a little screw right there. I don't know if you can see it. And one down somewhere. Anyway, those screws can be used to adjust the headlights. So I'm assuming that these headlights are properly adjusted from the factory. And so wherever the cutoff line is that will be showing on the garage door, then I'll just try and get the same cutoff line on my new headlights when I put them in, and that should be pretty close to being a correct alignment. Okay, I've got my headlights on. You can barely tell they're on. They're so They're so dull, so yellow. But anyway, there's the garage door. I think you can see where the headlights, the top part, is hitting right here and right here. I'm going to mark that off with tape. This is for the right headlights. I'd say that's about right there. And for driver's side, I'd say that's about right around there. So we want to keep it, when we put the new headlights in, we want to make sure it's roughly around the same area. So now we can see the headlight, and we've got a metal surround piece that's held on by 1, 2, and 3, and 4 bolts. You take those bolts off, headlight will come right out. Now when you take off the last bolts, you have to make sure you hold on to this or else the headlight could fall out.
Yeah, but don't you have new headlights?
You don't want to wreck these. You don't want to wreck anything. Okay, once you got the trim ring off, see this little red slotted thing? Just push it up like that. Press down on the tab and the plug will come off. The plug will come off. Okay, so what comes in the box is your 2 headlights, your main plug, and the small little spade connector on the side. This is going to connect to your DRLs. And also in the package we have our H4 to H13 adapters, because there's a different type of connector that works with this compared to what's original on your Jeep. Okay, this will go right into the socket right here, but only go one way. Put it into, you hear the click, and then lock it down. There you go. So this is locked in just like the original. Now this is what's going to plug in to our new LED headlights. Okay, so the orientation for this new LED headlight, you've got to be able to read the writing. So that means .SAE, 12 volt, that's all on top, and then you've got letters on the bottom. So I'm assuming that this is the proper orientation for it to go in. And here's our plug, and we'll just simply plug this in. Let's see if I can simply plug it in. Okay. Now that's plugged in. And you have this little extra spade connector right here. Now that is a connector to have daytime running lights if your vehicle is not already set up for it. Now I'm in Canada and all Canadian vehicles are set up to have daytime running lights, but I believe in America there's some states that perhaps don't require it, and so the cars don't have the function activated. More and more states are probably going to do that, but for now, if you want that, that would light up the halos during the day so people can see you easier. There's a way to connect that up to your fuse box, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But right now, let's get this headlight in. Now I plugged in the spade connector like so, and it's connected now to this wire, this yellow wire. We're going to put it up through here, put it into the headlight bucket and feed it up. Now before I install this, there is one thing I have noticed. Where the headlight plugs into the adapter right here, the metal of the 3 prongs is exposed to the elements. There is no cover over this. Might be a good idea to put some black tape on this to try to prevent some water getting in here and maybe rusting things out. So that's the one thing I've noticed that is not the highest quality. They don't seem to have weatherproof connectors here. Okay, I've got some black electrical tape there. That should help, at least for now. And we just stuff all the wiring in here. Just off to the side and put the headlight in. Put the headlight in, and it will sort of, you want the .SAE at the top, and it will sort of line up with some of the marks where the old headlights lined up. And then we'll get our trim ring back on. Okay, so this is what the headlights look. Trim rings are installed. They're in the bucket and they look fantastic. I gotta say, they look fantastic. I can't wait to get the grill on. But before I do that, I'm gonna turn them on to see what they look like and to see if they match the level of the old headlights, the cutoff level. Oh, okay, look at that. Beautiful, gorgeous, bright LED lights. Wow, that looks awesome. So right now they're on low beam, and as you can see they have the halo effect, which I love. And the low beams just come through these lenses right here. High beams actually gets reflected through the whole back reflector. I'll show you that in a second, but right now, let's check. Oh, you can see, look at that. And look at the cutoff line. It's so sharp compared to the old ones. Right here, it's exactly right. I think maybe about right. This one looks like it could actually go up slightly, but the good news is that it's not up too high. It's not going to blind anyone. Look at that. That is bright. That is so bright. And oh, I can barely look at it. I can barely look at it. I don't think you can see this. But now the reflection, the whole back reflector is being used for the high beams. And you still have the halo on, everything's on, but now the back reflector is being used. Wow. Awesome. Okay, so far this job has been super easy. Now it's time to put the grill back on. Make sure you reconnect the turn signals. And after the grill's on, we're going to see what it looks like. And then the only remaining thing, not for me because I'm in Canada, I'm going to have daytime running lights are going to work with this. Because it's a Canadian Jeep, daytime running lights are already programmed into it. It's going to work. I do not have to connect up this yellow wire. I don't have to. But I'm going to show how it can be done for my viewers who are not living in an area that requires DRL lights. These headlights look fantastic. I'm really happy with these. They have a really different look from stock, but not too radically different. There's still a large reflector back there, like the stock headlights. They're not too strange like some of those spider eye headlights that you see on Jeeps. I think that's going a little bit too far. These look awesome. Now, let's turn them on. Okay. Just check that out. That is low beam. Low beam. There you go. So what do you guys think? I think it looks awesome, especially for the price. Especially for the price. To get LED headlights like this for this kind of price. Remember, I'll have a link below where you can get these, but awesome deal. All right, so we've got the LED headlights installed. They're fantastic. Now, what if you want to have daytime running lights, DRLs? As I already mentioned, in Canada, this is already built into the systems of the Jeep, so it automatically comes on. When you start the Jeep and start driving it, these Canadian Jeeps already have daytime running lights. But if you're in a part of the world that doesn't have that, but you want to activate that, you want to have daytime running lights, you can do it with the yellow wire. Remember, we attached it to the adapter harness, and we ran it through out to here. Now, I didn't attach it to this light because I'm not going to use it on my Jeep, but if you did, you'd run it and hide it underneath the grill here over to this side. The wire is quite long. and you've got to get to the fuse box right here. Okay, once you're at the fuse box, open it up. You got 2 tabs on the left here, and it will slide up. Then you can take the whole lid off by just pulling up a little bit. There we go. And right here you'll see a schematic showing you where all the different fuses are here and what they correspond to. Just to test things out, I connect up my little voltage checker outer, which is what this is. So you can see that, let's see. Okay, so you can see that some circuits are always live. There's always 12 volts going through them. So what you're looking for is a circuit that comes on just when the Jeep is running or in ignition. So you want your daytime running lights just to be on while you're driving the Jeep. So a simple way to do that is to find a fuse which is powered only when your ignition is actually on. And of course the simplest one to use is this one here. I don't know if you can see it. That's a 10 amp fuse, and right now there's no electricity going through that at all. But if I turn the ignition switch to the run position, which is right there, that's where all your Christmas tree lights show up. And we check that same fuse again. We can see that now it's getting power. So it only gets power when the ignition is in the run position. So that's where we're going to connect our yellow wire. We have 1 yellow wire, but you would have 2. And you can buy those special fuse taps, which has a neater way of actually connecting to that fuse area. But I'm just going to put this in for now, in the wire in for now, and you're going to see what that's going to look like. Okay, so the fuel pump fuse is the one that is on only when the ignition is on. So I've got my yellow wire attached to that in a pretty ghetto kind of way to doing it. But just to demonstrate, okay, we're going to turn the ignition on. Run position, there we go. And there you are. This is what it would look like, daytime running lights. So it's just the halo. Just the halo is going to light up. And that's what you're going to see going down the road. I think that looks pretty darn cool. And I actually kind of like that. Because the daytime running lights up here in Canada, actually the halo lights up, but also the high beams, but on a low power. So it doesn't blind anybody, but it's very visible. But I like this halo effect, that's cool. It's so bright I gotta wear shades. All right, so there you go. That's the install of these LED lights. Again, they weren't expensive, they look awesome, they work great. So, thanks for watching Photomikes Garage. I will see you next time.